So we are again with musings on Savitri. So it is decided that we will be doing it alternately. In a week, we'll take up the English version, that is musings on Savitri, and in the next week, we'll be doing sessions in Assamese for that will help all of us. And as you see today, these caption lines: a sudden turn can come, a road appear. All these lines have been taken from Book 2, Canto 10, and we'll just read out the passage. A sudden turn can come, a road appear, a greater mind may see a greater truth, or we may find when all the rest has failed, hid in ourselves the key of perfect change. Ascending from the soil where creep our days, Earth's consciousness may marry with the sun, our mortal life ride on the spirit's wing. Our finite thoughts commune with the infinite. In the bright kingdoms of the rising sun, all is a birth into a power of light. All here deformed guards there its happy shape. Here all is mixed and marred, there pure and whole. Yet each is a passing step, a moment's phase. Awake to a greater truth beyond her acts, the mediatrix sat and saw her works, and felt the marvel in them and the force, but knew the power behind the face of time. She did the task, obeyed the knowledge given. Her deep heart yearned towards great ideal things, and from the light looked out to wider light. A brilliant haze drawn round her narrowed her power. Faithful to her limited sphere, she toiled, but knew its highest, widest seeing was a half search, its mightiest acts, a passage or a stage. For not by reason was creation made, and not by reason can the truth be seen, which through the veils of thought, the screens of sense, hardly the spirit's vision can descry, deemed by the imperfection of its means. So this is the passage. So last time we were discussing about Ashapati, who has entered the realm of mind from the realm of life, that is, from the realm of vital gods. And in this mind, here are the first movements of the mind searching for knowledge, looking for fresh discoveries. And there are gradations, 3 gradations of this mind. First is the physical mind. Next, the life or desire mind. And the last, the reasoning mind. Of these, the first is the mechanical mind. ever exposed to its habitual groups of movement, which is inert, unchanging, and repetitive in nature. It keeps on repeating and is limited to physical forms and senses. All movement, all new influx is arrested and reduced by this power to its own established pattern. So it keeps within itself a pattern which is repetitive, keeps on repeating. That is the physical mind. The next is the desire mind, ever on the move, claiming everything as food for its hunger. It's imaginative, adventurous, impulsive. It is never satisfied, never content with what it gains. So, that is desire mind. And the last one is the greatest of these powers, that is reason. Reason, she looks upon the universe as an object to be studied and analyzes piece by piece and seeks to impose a logical order of things and creates a system on everything. It is the functioning of the logical mind. She finds out what the process of nature and tries to remove ignorance and harmonize all by thought. So basically these are the three gradations of mind, but even these gradations, although they exist, they are invaded by the first touch of the unseen from above. Flashes from the unknown startle this mind and open our eyes to glimpses of other realities. So it cannot remain in its own sphere. And even above these three gradations of mind, there are two more powers of the mind. The life thought, which breaks down the little walls built by the three small powers which we discussed just now, and soars wide and far, mapping vistas beyond the normal ranges of the mind, laboring mind. And then the pure thought mind, luminous in its transcendence status. So basically this is the realm of mind and how it starts functioning. But Ashapati, or for that matter, the pioneer, who is taking the humanity forward, being the pioneer, he is moving forward and finds that even this particular realm also he has to leave behind. So that leads him to the caption line which we have taken today, that is, a sudden turn can come, a road appear, a greater mind may see a greater truth, or we may find when all the rest has failed, hid in ourselves the key of perfect change. So suddenly a new road may come into sight and open a new direction, changing the given set of circumstances around, or some higher faculty than the logical mind may glimpse a truth greater than the one held before, which existed earlier, even that is greater than the earlier one. Or when all the outer means, or we may find when all the rest has failed, hid in ourselves the key for perfect change. That is, when all outer means for effecting a breakthrough have failed, man may discover the key within himself, deep within. Because there lies hidden behind the veil of the external nature of man endless possibilities which lie hidden. If only he looks within himself deep enough, then we will find that all the problems he faces in life are resolved when he goes deep down within. Ascending from the soil where creep our days, Earth's consciousness may marry with the sun. Our mortal life ride on the spirit's wings. Our finite thoughts commune with the infinite. The consciousness of the earth need not forever stay confined to the lowly planes of material life. Man is always in the material life, but he need not be there forever. His consciousness can surely rise above these first grounds, that is the material ground, and join with the light on the summit above. In the bright kingdoms of the rising sun, all is a birth into a power of light. All here deformed guards there its happy shape. Here all is mixed and marred, there pure and whole. Yet each is a passing step, a moment's phase. So, ascent into the higher realms of increasing light brings about a rebirth into the power of radiance. So whatever is deformed here on earth, there it is right and felicitous form above. So whatever is mixed and segmented here on earth, there all pure and entire. All the same, each condition on earth is a phase only, a step leading to another step. And nothing is permanent, all is in transition. One cannot remain wherever one is. So man's human journey itself is something which denotes for perfection, and that is why he has to always move forward and cannot remain where he is. Awake to a greater truth beyond her acts, the mediatrix sat and saw her works and felt the marvel in them, and the force, but knew the power behind the face of time. So reason begins to awake to a larger and greater truth than her own. Reason, this intermediary between the ignorance below and the knowledge above, surveys her workings and feels also what is admirable in them and their effective dynamism, and becomes conscious of the greater power that is acting from behind the veil of the outer surface phenomenon. She did the task, obeyed the knowledge given. Her deep heart yearned towards great ideal things, and from the light looked out to wider light. A brilliant haze drawn round her narrowed her power. Faithful to her limited sphere, she toiled, but knew its highest, widest seeing was a half surge, its mightiest acts a passage or a stage. So, awakened reason recognizes the higher truth and conforms to the knowledge that comes from above, while discharging her normal functions, she seeks in her deeper movements for ideals beyond herself. Whatever she has presently, she seeks for more and searches for a light greater than her own light. Within her range, she works faithfully, but all the while, she is aware that her utmost accomplishments, whatever she has accomplished till now, are but half findings, only a stage which has to be left behind for the inevitable next. What is in the offing? What is coming next? For not by reason was creation made, and not by reason can the truth be seen, which through the veils of thought, the screens of sense, hardly the spirit's vision can descry, deemed by the imperfection of its means. And it is because reason is not the creator of the universe, she is only an intermediate power. She can grasp only a part of the truth and not the whole truth, which stands veiled by mental thinking or by the movement of the senses. So that is why one has to always move forward for higher things which are waiting for man. The eye of the perceiving spirit is handicapped by the defects of the instrumental faculties, and his vision blurs. So, this way, what we find that man in his pursuit always moves forward. He doesn't stay put wherever he is, and always moves forward from perfection to perfection, and he is not satisfied with what he is. So we have come to the end of this session, and we'll be moving forward also like Ashapati through Sri Aurobindo's vision, of course, wherever he takes us. In fact, with Savitri, we also are moving from consciousness to consciousness. and there are unbound infinite scopes of consciousness to be scaled, and this way our days are not so dulled, but in fact every day we are becoming a little bit more conscious than the last day, the previous day, and there is no end to it. So it is a virtual celebration of our true self, the inner self, that is the truth of our being for which we exist on earth. Jai Ma.